Hey there, this is the Storm King and I welcome you to the next episode of Railroads Online. So in our previous episode, we filled up our iron ore mine by supplying it with lumber and beams. So the iron ore is at full capacity, that is 290 on 290. So in this episode, we are going to transport all of that iron ore that we created to the smelter, which will in turn give us iron rails and raw beams. So right now I'm at the freight depot. So we are going to buy a few hopper cars, about 7 of them, hook them up to our Eureka right here, and we'll go up to the iron ore mine to pick up the iron ore. So I'm going to link up the hoppers and see you in a bit. So I've bought 6 of the hopper cars. I need one more, so I'll quickly bring Eureka back, connect all these 6 and then buy out the last hopper car. So all the 7 cars are hooked up. So now let's get going, and the next stop will be the iron ore mine. So here we are at the iron ore mine. Let's line up the hoppers, load them up and go down the other mountain route to the smelter. Okay, so we're all lined up. Let's start unloading, loading up our hopper cars with the iron ore. So I'll just click this and drag it down. Okay, so it started loading. All the hopper cars are loaded. Let's deliver them to the smelter. So this is going to be the first time that we are traveling down this mountain path back to our smelter. So sit back and enjoy. So we are back at our smelter with all 7 cars. I need to unload at the right platform, so I'll just hit up the brakes, get out of the car, run ahead. And set the switch right. So this should allow us to go straight on the central track and along with this unloading platform, and there it should allow us to unload all the iron ore. So cordwood area is all full now. Once you start unloading, it should create more space out there, and we will be able to get the iron rails and the raw iron on the other side of the smelter. So I think we should be able to fit in about 3 to 4 cars within this unloading dock length. I think I slowed down a little bit too much. I'll just speed up a little. Just a little bit more, so we have 2 cars in and we just need a 3rd car to come in. And let's stop. So we're all aligned. Let's start unloading. Before I unload, let's check how much cash we have. So that's $5,445. So let's see how much does the first car give us. Okay, it's starting to unload. So that's about 585. So $140 a car. So that's good. So we unloaded 10, there are 8, so that means we should start seeing raw iron and our iron rails at this side. So yeah, we started producing iron rails. There's about 4 iron rails and the same amount of raw iron. So yeah, 5, and it'll be 5 out there. So we finally started making iron rails and raw beams and raw iron beams. So that means next we can look for expanding towards our coal mine and the smelter. And I'll just continue unloading these cars and make a few more rounds from between the iron ore mine and the smelter. So I finished unloading the entire train and it has given us about $980 for all 7 cars. That is 70 units of iron ore. So since we can store up to 100 iron rails and raw iron, so that means we can transport 100 of this easily without having to supply more of the cordwood. So I guess we'll need 3 more of the hopper cars here to finish things within 1 round, and I guess a few more cordwood cars. So each car holds about 8 cordwood and we have 6, so that's 48. So yeah, so for now let's finish up using all the 100 cordwood, so that will fill up the raw iron, and then we can take it up to our freight depot and sell them for some more cash. So I'll make one more round and fill this up, so I'll see you in a bit. So this is the third round between the iron ore mine and the smelter. From the first two rounds we delivered about 140 iron ore, and all of that has been converted to iron with 40 more of the powder left. So I'm going to deliver this set of 7 hopper cars, that is about exactly 70 iron ore right now, and then we'll bring down our lumber and the beam cars that we use to transport the lumber and beam here, so those can also transport our iron rails and the raw beams. So we'll pick a few of them up and go up a mountain pass and sell them at our freight depot. So we are on our way to the smelter, and I'll see you once I'm there. We've almost reached our smelter. Let's apply the brakes a little bit so that we can come in as smoothly as possible and don't have to use steam to move further if we stop ahead. Reduce the brakes, back turn them off. So we have 40 iron ore here, and it has a full capacity of 1000, and you can see the cordwood at the top is all used up, so that means all 100 of our raw beams and iron have been created on the other side there. So till more cordwood is supplied and the iron ore and the raw iron is picked up from the other side, it will not use up this 40 raw iron ore that we have here, and that should be right. Yeah, so like I was saying, until the cordwood is supplied and the iron rails and the raw iron beams are not used up from there, it will not use this 40 iron ore or the iron ore that I'm going to supply now. So I still unload these cars and unhook Eureka from here from the hoppers and go up to the sawmill to pick up the rest of the cars, which can pick up that. So I'm thinking of having an extension area here, like break out and have a firewood depot here so that we can refuel our trains. It's been a while since I've built one of those. The last one, I think it's up at our sawmill, and if ever this pile of firewood gets over, we need to go up all the way to the sawmill or our logging camp to fill it up, or maybe have another train from there come down and supply them. So either way, having a firewood depot here would make sense, and also since we are supplying cordwood here, we can supply a few of this cordwood to a fire depot which will fill it up, and it should ensure that we'll have sufficient fuel, because here the next stage that of the game that is there is that this raw iron needs to go up to our coal mine, and the only way to the coal mine is from the smelter to crossing over to the other side of the mountain pass that we've been traveling on, the other side of the mountain, and up to the coal mine. So yeah, so since our smelter is going to be kind of a hub, I think yeah, it would make sense to have it here. All the cars are unloaded. I'm gonna apply the brakes on these hoppers so that they don't move while the locomotive is not there in front. And once these are done, we can go up and bring down our cars, flatbed cars for the beams. So while it's refueling, I'll just check the switch. This looks fine. Our water is almost full. We need about another 1100, so I think I can quickly run up to the last switch here and come back. We're all set on the side track and on our way up to the sawmill. And here on the opposite side of our smelter, we have our raw iron that is full, all 100 on 100, and so are the rails. So here's raw iron, and these are our rails. So we have them all full, and let's see how many we can move at one time with 14 cars up to our freight depot. So there's also one small design flaw out here, that is this particular slope, this bridge. So it's right after the platform ends, and it might make things difficult for us while loading and unloading. So probably in a future episode we'll fix this up, do some track works to clear it up and see what we can do with it. So the main reason for that would be that our smelter would be the hub for about 3 routes. One is to our sawmill, the coal mine, and the iron ore mine. So having a funny setup like this or a crazy setup like this might make things difficult for us in the future. So let's see what we can make of it. For now, I'll just continue up towards the sawmill, and I'll see you once I'm there with the cars. So we've hooked up the rest of our flatbed cars. Now we can go down this path in reverse down to our smelter, so that it would be just easier to get a run up and climb back up all the way here. So we've come up on our smelter. Let's just slow down so that the last 2 cars should hopefully align with our last 2 cranes. So that should allow us to fill in the iron rails. So I think this distance should be good. So let's stop and check. So we are lined up. Let's start with loading the raw iron. Each car holds up to 3, so yeah, so I think 2 more of these, and once this is done we can move on to the iron rails. Last one. So now for iron rails, there's a little bit of a doubt here onto which car it will go. So let's start with this and see what happens. If required, I'll just go back to the engine and adjust the position. Okay, so we are onto that car, so that means this one will be empty for our raw beams, and each car can hold up to 10 of these iron rails. I've realigned the cars and these should load up our iron rails easily. So I'll just continue loading, and we're done loading. So I'm going to take this train, back it up a little bit over the gradient there, and then it should give us a good amount of run up before we hit the slope. So we are now ready. We've hit the slope, it's up there. Let's hit the reverser to forward and prepare our cab for this journey. So this door opens, reverser is full forward, brakes off, and let's open up the throttle. So here we are on a final leg of this journey where we're going to create iron rails and the beams. So train's loaded and we're going up to our freight depot to sell it and make some cash. So we'll open up the regulator a little more, get some speed, and here let's also chuck in some of the firewood to get more fire. Okay, we've hit the slope and it looks good till now. We're going up the curve and out, and look through here. So our entire train is now onto the slope, so I think we're good. So as we go up the pass from our smelter to the sawmill on the way to the freight depot, please do hit the like, share and subscribe buttons. Please put in your comments in the comment section below. I would really like to hear them, and it also helps the channel out and the reach of the videos to more of the YouTube community. So thank you all for watching till the end. I will continue this all the way up to our sawmill and the freight depot and sell out all the raw iron and the beams there. And for the rest of this video, I'll keep this as a time lapse. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.